Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We'll be dealing with May-June 2025 paper 1. I will be attacking question 1. This is the paper that was written recently now. So let us attack this question we're given question 1 here. We have given to this question 1.1, solve for x. We've given x squared minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. We should solve for that. That is what we have given them. That is what we are given. Right, we have given to solve x squared minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. That is what we have there. Can write it here. Right here. It's fine. It's 1.1. Should solve for x, right? So when you're solving for x, we want the number that will multiply. We've given minus 10 there. We're checking this value. We want two numbers that when we multiply will give us minus 10, but when we add will give us the middle coefficient there of minus 3 when we add. So what are those values? That is what we want to know there. How we'll find those values, right? So we have there, we have 10 multiply. What is the number that when I'll multiply will give me 10, but when I can say, okay, 5 multiplied by 2. If we multiply these two, we know we'll get what? We can make one of these two to become negative, right? Let's say now we multiply 5, we know this will give us what? 10, but we want the negative, right? We want the negative 1. So if I can say minus 5 minus by 2 will get negative 10, but we're supposed to add those values, right? If I can say minus 5 we'll get negative 10, but when we add, we're supposed to get the middle term. If we add these two, minus 5 plus 2 will give us what? Minus 3, which is correspond with that. So yeah, so we have there which values we have minus 5 and 2. So that is how we'll have those. Then they will have x minus 5 and x, there we know that will be positive 2. This is equal to 0. We know x minus 5 must be equals to 0, or x plus 2 must be equals to what? To 0. Therefore we know that x, when you transpose to that side, you'll get positive 5, or x will be negative 2. This is what we have, right? So we are given again question 1.1.2. we have given 3x squared plus 6x plus 1. That is what we are given there, right? So they said we should calculate for x, right? Round is to correct two decimal place. Obviously here guys will be using a quadratic formula. You know, this is the paper must be consistent. We know that always this typical question we use 1.1.2 will be using them. We'll be using quadratic formula. We know that quadratic formula state that x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Then we divide all of this by 2a. So there we know that a, from this expression, a is equals to what? To 3. B will be equals to 6 right? then c will simply equals to 1. So we can substitute there. X will be equals to minus 6 plus or minus the square root of 6, we square that, minus 4. What is a? A is 3, we'll have 3. C to 1. Divide this by 2, whereby a is what is 3. This is what we have there. Right, so therefore the value of x will try, if I punch the calculator, it's up to, you can say again, we can simplify the square root, 16 squared minus 4 into 3 multiplied by 1. Right, okay, we can simplify what is inside the square. If we simplify the square root, we'll have minus 6, we'll have plus, right, 2 there, 6, then we multiply 6, 2 multiplied by 3 is 2, it will be 2 4 6, this is 6, then or again x is equal, now we will select the positive, we've started by taking the positive one, now we'll select the negative sign, we'll have that minus 6, right, minus the square, minus 2 root 6 all over 6. So we'll have the value there, we'll have this, punch this on your calculator, supposed to get that 6 plus minus 6 2 root 6 over 6, this will simply equals to negative 0, 1, this is 2 decimal place, this will be 8, right, then or x will be equal, then you change the symbol there, we simply minus, this will be equals to negative 1, 8, 2. So these are values of what? Of x. We've found the values of x. Now let us check 1.1.3. Because the paper was not clear, you see it's not clear, here it is, I've just wrote it there, I've just write that there. We've given 2x is this extra, you're supposed to simplify there. We have given this there, we know we're solving for x, it's 1.1.3, 1.1.3. we have to solve for x, so these are laws of exponents, you know, we can write this to be 2, this is same as 2x multiplied by 2 to the power 4 plus, this is same as plus 2x, right, it's equals to 87, 8,000, we can write 8704 there. Then here we have the common factor, as you can see, we have the common factor, we can factor out x 2 to the power of x, right, then we're left with 2 raised to the power of what, 4 plus 1, yeah, this is 8704, this is what you will have there, isn't it? Then this will be 2x into 17, this will give us 17, the bracket there we have 704, that we divide by 17 both sides, 17 and 17 will cancel, then here we'll have 2x, sorry, not 2x, 2 to the raised to the power of x, right? When you punch that, if you punch this side, if we divide this, will get that to be 512, then we'll have 2x. Oh, so I'm keeping saying 2x, 2 raised to the power of x. So guys, then we'll try to make this, remember the base must be the same. You can write the 512. You can say 512 on your calculator, then you press shift, you'll get this to be 2 raised to the power of 9. Since the base are the same, we equate the exponents, therefore we know x will simply equals to 9. Then that is our value, x will be equals to 9. All right, so we also have 1.1.4 is not clear as you can see there, but the value, I know this is here I've wrote it there, which is x okay, bracket x minus 8 into x plus 2 less than or equals to 0. We've given this, it's an inequality as you can see. Let me, yeah, this is what we have. It's an inequality there. So it is an inequality, so we can distribute that. Let us try and distribute. This will give us x squared, right? Then again distribute, will have plus 2x, distribute minus 8 will be minus 8x. Then you multiply again the minus 8 times 2 there, you'll get minus 16. Then this is less than or equals to 0. So then here we'll have x squared plus, now okay, is negative, because here we have 2 minus 8, whereby is negative 6. We have negative 6x minus 16, like that. So yeah, this is what we have there. This is what we have. So we can try and factor out this stuff there. You can try and factor out. So we see this is a what can find, supposed to find the critical value. It's a negative. You can see this parabola. If you sketch your parabola, let's say the values will be between, remember is less than, the values will be between, will be on this shaded area there, will be between there, yeah, will be there between them. So yeah, we can simply find the critical values. So we have minus 16 there, minus 16, what the values that we will, 2 digits that we can multiply and get minus 16, but when we add we'll get that. If you can check to get that, if you can say you want right, I can say 8 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 2 is that we'll get there, is what we'll have then. 8 multiplied by 2, okay, will be 16, but if I can say minus 8 and 2, if we multiply these two, we'll get minus 16, right? So if we add minus 8 plus 2, we'll get minus 6, which is, oh, this thing is still the same of that, but I wanted to know which area that will be lying under which. So we know the critical values there. We'll have our critical values to be equals to our critical values there will simply equals when there will be, remember if we write this, because here we'll have these two, right? So remember, if I write like that, this is the same as like this, isn't it? X plus 2 is equal to 0, but critical values will be x is equal to positive 8, x is equal to minus 2. So yeah, the critical values there simply equals to x when is positive 8, or x will be there minus 2. So negative 2 will be at that point there. We'll have minus 2 there. At this point we'll have minus 2. Then we'll have 8 there. You read it from the left. Remember, for your Cartesian, you start with a small value. You read it like that. You cannot start with 8 with a bigger value, but you start with a small value and go to the left. So this is what we have, will be between. So as you can see, it's between. This is between, it's underneath. Then that means here is it's underneath there. Then we know that we'll have when x will be greater than, will be less than or equals, or x will be greater than or equals to, here minus 2, here we'll have 8. So this is what we'll have, guys. So yeah, now we've given question 1.5. As you can see, this is simply just a square root there. Then we have x plus 3 and into square root x plus 2 must be equals to true. It's 1.5, right? So yeah, this is what we have here. We have here 1.1.5. So take x to the side. We'll have, you'll be left here, the left hand side, you'll be left with x plus there plus 2. We'll left with that. Then we'll have 2. We'll subtract x to the other side since it's positive. Then obviously you'll take the square root both sides. So not the square root, you'll square both sides, guys. Yeah, it's what I'm trying to say there. You'll square both sides. As you square both sides, you know the laws of exponents, isn't it? If you have a multiplied by b raised to the power of 2, you square whatever what is in here will be a squared b squared. So we'll simply apply this here. There will have, when you square this, will be 3 squared, then the squared, then the square root will cancel. We're left with that. Is like now here on 9. Let me just write it as 9. This is simply just 9 without the waste of time, will be 9. So then this and that will cancel, will be left with, do not forget to put your brackets like this, will be x plus 2, right? Because this is multiplying that, right? Then that side you'll FOIL, you'll use, or there will be 2 raised to the power of 2 will simply equals to 4. Then you multiply the 2, then you add the 2, will simply equals to minus, you multiply the 2, you add, will be minus 4x. Then you square that, will be plus x squared. Or you can make 2 brackets like this. You can use a full method if you want. You can use a full method. Multiply that, you'll get 4. Multiply that, you'll get minus 2x. You'll get minus 2x. You'll get positive x squared. It's up to you. You can use the full method. So distribute this guy there. You'll have 9x plus 2. Then that side, you simply have, yeah, that is what we have there, x squared minus 4x plus 4. Then yeah, the constant with the constant. Okay, let us write this in the standard format. If you write this in the standard format, you'll get this to be you're supposed to write this in the standard format, right? So if I take all of these to the other side, I'll simply have x to the power, I will write that as it is, 4x plus 4, then I take that will be minus 9x minus 2, then is equal to 0. Then we group the like terms, then we group the constant. As you can see here, we'll have x squared minus 4. We'll have minus 4 minus 9, which is minus 13. Right, it will be minus what? Is 13 or 14? It will be minus what? 13 or 14? Let me check the yeah, just do that. Right, that is what we have there. Yeah, minus 4 must be minus 13 here, right? Then we group this, will be simply plus 2 is equals to 0. This is what we have actually. Yeah, did I simplify my maths correctly? Multiplied, I have 9a. Yeah, I squared that 9x like that. I supposed to distribute the 9, right? Also, guys, what the silly mistake? Yo, maybe I'm tired, but yeah, I'm so tired, guys. Actually, I did not sleep enough. That machine 9 multiplied by 2, I forgot that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that silly mistake there that I've made, guys. So now here we'll have 18. Then this is simply, yeah, you know your thing there. Then take this to the other side, simply have this. Then when you take that, be minus 9x minus 18 equals to 0. Then you'll have x to the power of 2. Group the like terms there, so you can see just like that, isn't it? So must be minus 14. That is what we have there. We have minus 4 and then minus 9 there. Minus 4, we have that minus, yeah, this is what we have. That means is minus 13 x, right? Then this will simply equals to what? Minus, you take therefore will be 14 like this, equals to 0. Yeah, now we have to factorize this. Have to factorize. Okay, let me check which is the number values. You have minus 14, which are two values that when we multiply them will give us 14, but when we add will give us the middle number. Obvious is the difference between these two is simply 1. So if I can say minus 14 multiplied by 1, yeah, we'll get minus 14, right? Then if I add minus 14 plus 1 is simply equals to what? Negative 13. So yeah, so it's mine will have the values that we'll use there, as you've seen, is minus 14 and x and what the positive 1 that we had there. So x will be equals to 14 or x will be equals to minus 1, but we're supposed to test those values you have found there. If we can test those values, you can try and test them. There were 14 and minus 1. If I substitute here 14, and start by 14, write 14, supposed to get what we have on our left hand side, right? Supposed to get what we have on our left hand side, isn't it? So yeah, I was supposed to get that too. So 14 plus 3 multiplied to the square root of 14 plus 2, this will give me 26, which is 26 is not equals to 2. So 14, as you can see, 14 does not work out. Let's try minus 1. As you can see them, minus 1, and that we know this will simply minus 1 plus 2. So here we have minus 1, then this, you know, will have 1 then. So the square root of 1 is simply 1. Then you multiply that, you'll have this minus 1, and that simply equals to what, to 2. So we have one solution here. We have one solution. Therefore x will not equals to 14. X will be equals to minus 1. Here will be a valid value there of x, right? So here now we have 1.2. Okay, 1.2 read as follow. We have given here a rectangle having as, okay, as you can see, they say